Start appreciating little things and you will forget about all your worries, which were not really any kind of worry. So back then, when I was not aware of this topic, I used to worry about almost everything in my life. I used to worry about like how my day was, how my tomorrow will be, what I did, what I did not do. But when I understand that all our worries are just our imagination of mind, I stopped caring about them, and that's where my whole life changed. Because back then I used to, as I said, almost worry about all little things. And you know what? All the problems which we think are really problems and are going to impact our life in futures are just imagination of our mind, because all of 90% of those things are not going to happen in the future. So why should we worry about them? Absolutely not. And we should start appreciating little things in our lives, and we should be grateful for all the things which we already have, instead of worrying about all the things which we want to achieve. And this is the main component of achieving any goal, because if you care about all the results of your goal, like if you ever achieve your goal or not, that's going to make you worry and stress you a lot and nothing more. But if you calculating your progress, if you track all your behaviors towards your goals, then all these little things will help you achieve your goal much better. Because in the back of your mind you will always know that I'm putting some efforts for my goals, and at least I'm not just ignoring all my kind of stuffs which I want to have in future. As I read in a quote, it was like the 90% of the problems we think are really problem are not even problems to worry. And this quote is absolutely amazing because it teaches us that most of the things that we worry about are not the real problem to be worried about, and we should exclude them from our mind and from our life, because that's only gonna make us stress. So I will tell you a story. One day I woke up pretty late in the morning and I was worried all the morning that I woke up pretty late and what I'm going to do now with my whole day. And that's where I ruined my day. I did not do anything all that day just because of one thing, that I was keep worrying about the outcome of my day instead of progressing through the day and putting in some work. So that's what I want to teach you today. You have to stop worrying about all the problems that you think are really problems. And this is the key principle of law of attraction. Because in law of attraction, what we think are most likely to happen. Our mind creates all those possibilities to uh, make those thoughts in reality. Like if we think about our problems all day, our problems are going to be happen in our future definitely. So if you think about our progress, our goals, and that we are doing with our progress, that's actually going to happen. And that's what the law of attraction is. Next, I'm going to tell you about how to appreciate little things so that we worry not about all the problems that we have. Look, one day I was so stressed up all day, and I didn't know why was I stressed up. I didn't do anything. I didn't want to do any work. I didn't want to put in some real efforts for my goals. But then after in the same day, I went outside and I just looked at the sky. I looked at the I looked at the trees. I looked at the sun. I looked at all the water sources around me, and I just kept staring at them. And I realized that how small our problems really are compared to how we think how big they are. So that's when I realized that we should not worry about our problems as much as we do, because because most of those things are not going to actually happen. And when we start appreciating little things in our day-to-day life, our day-to-day life is going to be much better and much happier. Because when we are grateful about little things and we know that we are already blessed with all those things in our lives, that's when we actually become happier. because because that's absolutely a true feeling. When we realize that we can breathe pure air, we can look at the blue sky, uh, we can watch the trees and all those big trees, and we almost forget all our problems that we have on the same day. So that's the main point of appreciating little things, and this is clearly change your mindset once you start this habit. So now I want you to, whenever you worry about anything from now, you just have to think, will it affect me after 10 years? Will it affect me after 1 year? Will it affect me after 1 month? If the answer is no, then you should not worry about it. If you worry about anything, you just go outside and start looking at the little things. Like, look at the small details of our lives, how beautiful our life is, and how amazing we are to get a life like this. And only few people ever get this feeling to enjoy their life, and we are truly happy to be one of them.